Well, hey, B, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I want to have a conversation real quick about a woman by the name of Chantel Gardner. Okay, Chantel is being accused of neglecting her children for long periods of time. Okay, as she spends more time with her boyfriend, and she recently found her 2 year old daughter dead under a dresser. Yep, that's what I said. She found her 2 year old daughter dead under a dresser over the weekend. Okay. I do want to get into more of her story. This is absolutely crazy over a man. What I'm learning is that the man is also being charged as well for assisting this woman in criminal activity, which was neglecting her children, which is so sad. And she would do it a lot. Like the man said that this woman would spend a lot of her time at his house and the kids really wouldn't even be there. And then he said something about them used to coming over there maybe once a week or something. I don't know, but we're gonna get into the story. I haven't gotten into all of the article over here on People, but we are going to get into this article. And if there's any news clips, we'll play that as well to see if there's any additional information that they can provide us regarding this case. But let's get into it. All right. So the victim in this case is 2 year old Skylar Gardner, and rest in peace to that beautiful baby girl. Um, I'm so sorry. So sorry that that's the mother that was chosen for you to neglect you the way that she did. Like, it's just so sad. So they're saying this baby was found with severe bruises all on her body. All right. They're saying her mother, who's 33 years old, told authorities that she found the child under a dresser when the girl did not respond to her on Saturday. During the investigation, authorities found several bruises and injuries on Skylar, including on her face, arms, legs, back, and genitals. Okay. She also had a puncture wound on her neck. The puncture wound that was on her neck, they are believing that that could have come from a rodent. Okay. When I tell you the home was filthy, that is what it is that I mean. Okay. The home was absolutely filthy. Give me 1 second and I'll definitely show that to you guys here on the screen so you can get a glimpse of that home and the beautiful baby girl that lost her life in that mess. Okay. So give me 1 second. As you guys can see here on the screen, that is that beautiful baby Skylar that lost her life. And as you can see in the background, that is the home. Just filthy from top to damn bottom. Just absolutely filthy. And you know what's crazy is the presence that the mother tried to present over on Facebook. You know, everybody puts the facade up, right? For social media for the most part. How she was showing up on Facebook is not how it was given behind the scenes, okay? Very terrible. Very terrible. And to think she also has a son. So I do believe the son is about 4 years of age. And Miss Skylar here was two. Okay, at the time of her passing. All right, let us go ahead and continue to get into more because they're saying during the investigation, well, we kind of got into that. They're saying Chantel reportedly denied accusations of SA or physical, right? She says when it comes to the children, she allegedly claims that the daughter who had vaginal bruising down there, she says the reason she had the bruising in that area, it was the diapers due to the diapers staying on her for extremely long periods of times. It's very sad because just a of course a horrible mom in my opinion, but then also I'm wondering if she's suffering from some type of mental issues. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she's fully aware obviously of everything, but she needs some help and it looks like she's gonna be behind bars long enough to get some. Okay, but let's keep going. All right. Um, they go on to say that Chantel allegedly told the police that she would spend every night at her boyfriend's house, leaving her two children, Skylar and her 4 year old son, home alone for hours. Okay, she would bring them food once a day. Do you know how many people out here want children? And you just having them and don't want to take care of them, do anything for them, but you want to benefit off of them as far as being able to get any type of resources possibly that you can get. That's crazy. So they say when investigators arrived at the scene, they found poor conditions in the residence, including feces on the walls and an odor of rotting food, police claimed in court documents. Chantel has been arrested on a preliminary charge of neglect of a dependent under the age of 14, resulting in death. Okay. I don't know if she has additional charges. I hope they've been upgraded since. I know I said that this may have taken place over the weekend, but it actually took place around January 25th. Okay. I think she should also get additional charges for the son that was in the home that was not being monitored and taken care of as well. All right. They go on to say attorney and plea information for Chantel has not been available immediately. Okay. But I do believe that Fox may have a bit more details. Okay. They say Chantel admitted she knew she was neglecting her young kids by letting them live alone and in filth for days and nights on end, but insisted she didn't physically harm her kids on purpose, is what she says. Over the weekend, at that time, they're saying that the officers found the little girl dead. She and her brother had been living in the filthy apartment for some time. Officers initially arrested Gardner on a neglect charge. They're saying that Tompkins, who I do believe is, let me make sure, because I do believe that Tompkins may be one of the officers. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, that's the attorney. So Tompkins isn't connected to the case, but said the victim's mother was charged with murder and neglect, not because she intended to harm the child, but because prosecutors believe she knowingly placed her daughter in a deadly situation. And I'm so glad to hear that those charges were indeed upgraded because, ma'am, you were 1000% out of line. Like, just, yeah, yeah. You are responsible for the death of your child. You are. Okay. She knew it was bad, they say. Did she know someone would die? Question mark. When you're charged with acting knowingly, it means you engaged in the conduct where they go on to say we're aware to and were aware to a high degree of certainly the death would occur. Okay. So basically, although she did not intend to, kill her child, you knew what you were doing and how it was likely going to lead her to a place of death. All right. So, according to this affidavit, they're saying that Gardner told police she left her young children home alone for several hours every day and night to stay with her boyfriend. All right. They have also charged the boyfriend, who is 39 years of age, and his name is Brian Thomas. They charged him with 2 counts of assisting a criminal. Gardner called 911 after finding Skylar unresponsive under a dresser on January 25th. Upon arrival, police found the home unsuitable for living. Feces were smeared on the walls and furniture. Trash was scattered around the residence and food was rotting. Okay. Items were soaked in urine. That is just, I can't. And is it bad that I want them to send her to an inhumane jail facility? Send her to one of those terrible facilities. Since your kids had to live in that, then you gonna live in it too. But you get to go and be with your boyfriend and spend time with him. And about wasn't living none of this. Ain't no telling. Okay. Just a horrible situation. I just hate it so much that baby had to live through this mess. Barely had a chance to survive, and didn't. Wow. The attorney says none of that's a defense, but it's worth noting the systems that are in place to prevent this in our city, and that it failed. Okay. It failed the baby. It failed baby Skylar. It's a shame that there's not something that can communicate with those people before it trips into the criminal justice system. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into more. I want us to go ahead and get into this news clip where they give us additional details about this beautiful baby's case. So let's check this out.
Thanks for inviting us in at 6 o'clock, and we begin tonight with murder charges filed in the death of that 2-year-old girl who was found dead last weekend.
Police now tell 13 News that the mother is responsible. We want to warn you some of the details and the photos in this story could be disturbing to some.
Our Marina Silva has been following this story for us, and she joins us live in studio. She's got the latest on what happened to Skylar Gardner.
Well, Scott and Anne Marie, these are 21 pages of court documents detailing what allegedly happened to Skylar Gardner. Everything from how dirty the apartment was to how often they were given food to all the injuries both Skylar and her 3-year-old brother have. It's all listed right here. Their mom, Chantel Gardner, has been in the Marion County Jail. Her boyfriend, Brian Thomas, also has a warrant out for his arrest. It's been almost a week since 2-year-old Skylar Gardner died. This was the scene that night on Newberry Road. Chantel Gardner, the girl's mom, told police she would sometimes leave her 2- and 3-year-old children home alone for days at a time. According to court documents, Gardner told police she returned to the apartment Saturday around 6 p.m. after being gone since Friday at 4 when she brought the kids food. Gardner says she found Skylar underneath a dresser and cold to the touch. According to the autopsy for Skylar, she had multiple injuries contributing to her death. Multiple patterned bruising across her body, bite marks on her back, a puncture wound on her neck, and unknown injuries to her feet. Gardner also has a 3-year-old son. Court documents say he was also left alone in the apartment. He was taken to Riley Hospital. A nurse who examined the boy told police he had a distended stomach, had signs of food deprivation, swollen feet, and was weak and twitchy. When detectives went to the apartment, court documents say they were overwhelmed by the smell. These are photos investigators took. You can see what looks to be feces, food, trash, and clothing all over the floor. Gardner told police she would leave the kids alone when she often stayed overnight at her boyfriend's house. Her boyfriend, Brian Thomas, is now charged. He faces 2 counts of assisting a criminal. Thomas told police he had not seen the kids since the end of December, and Gardner told him family was watching them at night. Court documents say Skylar also had hypothermia, and when investigators took the temperature inside the apartment, the highest temperature they found was 51 degrees. Gardner told police she stopped taking the kids in public due to their smell. Documents say she told police it had been more than a week since she bathed them.
Wow.
Gardner told police she even stopped bathing herself at the apartment because of the smell. Instead, she was going over to her boyfriend's house. The kid's father is from Ohio. He told police he had given full custody to Chantel. He said he did not know how bad things had gotten.
He didn't care. Baby, that is crazy. So you so you didn't want to take baths there because of how bad it had gotten, but you were okay with sending with you going somewhere else and letting your kids just stay there. You don't think they needed to get a bath, so you stopped taking your kids places because they were smelly, but they couldn't go to the boyfriend's house and get bathed either. Yeah, that's crazy. And you know what? I understand that they charged a boyfriend with, assisting a criminal or whatever, but I kind of wish that they would have charged him with a bit more because you were aware of this woman having children and leaving them at home alone. You were highly aware of that. So I feel like although they're not his kids, some part of me feel like he should be held responsible as far as him being charged with child neglect as well, just a bit. I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments about this and whether you all agree or disagree, but I feel like he should definitely, most definitely be charged with something more than just assisting, um that's just terrible. And I wonder which biological father they spoke with. So it appears that they spoke with the biological father of the children, so I guess of both children, and he was the one that he said that he wasn't aware. So are you going to try to get custody of your son now in hopes of giving him a better life, or what's what? All right, I would like to know, but the little baby damn near froze to death is what it seems. I think they said it was so cold, unusually cold in that house, and the baby had frostbite. Like, were you intentionally trying to kill your children? Because that's really what it seems like to me. Okay, that's what it seems like to me. All right, let's see what else they're saying here because it looks like there's more. Okay, she would go out with Thomas, her boyfriend, and leave the children behind because taking 2 children who weren't always the most behaved could be challenging. She eventually avoided spending much time at the apartment because the smell was so bad. Like she didn't contribute to it. She told police she stopped showering at the home. We got into that. The odor embarrassed her, especially around Thomas, the boyfriend. So she began staying with him at night, leaving Skylar and her brother by themselves. She said she left them alone. Okay. They said at times when she knew relatives were going to call, she was intentional about being with the kids because she knew family members were going to call to the children. Child, y'all should have been FaceTiming to see those kids. Eventually, she believed the children saw her absence as normal because Skylar's brother stopped crying when she left. Girl, I can't. The baby crying and you just going out the door to leave them at the house by themselves for them to fend for themselves at 2 and 4 years old while you go spend time with a man. A man that's highly aware that your 2 and 4-year-old child is at home and he's continuing to lay up. I'm just, oh, I can't take it. I'm disgusted. Like, girl. Oh my God. She left the children alone for a day or two, quote unquote, is what it says, and returned with food for them, which typically consisted of cheeseburgers and chicken nuggets. Sometimes she brought them chips or chicken wings along with sports drinks like Gatorade or Powerade. The smell at home became so intolerable that she stopped taking the kids out in public at all. She also stopped taking them to the doctor due to their hygiene and smell. Girl, if y'all don't hurry up and resolve this woman's case with a quick, speedy trial, lock her up in the worst prison you could probably find as far as filth, and also upgrade those charges on that man, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Okay? But that's all I have for you guys at this time. I wanted to bring this story to you because I'm just in shock about it. At your big grown age, it's not an uncommon thing that these people do, where they have these kids and they abandon them. Don't know what's going on upstairs, but that's where we are. Okay. And thank God she is behind bars and her man is also charged. Okay. But leave your thoughts and comments about this situation down below. Very sad situation. Rest in peace to baby Skylar. I'm Jami. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that great stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting flip.